Hey, what's up guys? Brian here, and today's video I want to go over Facebook ads and how to launch your initial ads the right way and to actually get useful data when you're running your first initial set of ads that actually guides you in a certain direction that's going to be actually useful to you, where you're not just launching 10 single interests and just hoping that something works. How I'm going to show you how to run ads, it's honestly just the way you should be running ads. It's quite meta right now, and like this is just how people in the space that actually know how to media buy and market run ads. And it's just the dropshipping space and all these gurus, how they run ads, they're like extremely late to the party. And I've been like pushing this for quite a while now, so probably in like a year or two from now, everyone's gonna be teaching ads like this. But I'm gonna show you guys, and like it's gonna come to a point where everyone runs ads the same way. So the actual thing that makes you different from other people is your literally your skills and your ability to market your product. And I mean, Facebook's already slowly pushing towards that with like the Power of 5, account simplification, DCT. What that means is dynamic creative. DCT stands for dynamic creative testing. But what they're pushing you to do is just literally leverage more of your marketing efforts. So how I view Facebook, before we even get into like the strategy, is okay, you use Facebook, you leverage Facebook to test ideas that you have. Okay, we're not leveraging Facebook to just test like single interests and do all these weird tests that people teach you to do. What we're using Facebook to do is to test ideas, and we're trying to structure it in a way where we can leverage the Facebook algorithm most effectively, since when we're running any sort of campaigns optimizing for whatever objective it is, whether it's purchase, Facebook is always going to try to find optimize for the lowest cost or the highest volume. And when we're doing a bunch of these tests, usually I'm not looking at CPC, CTRs. Sure, they can hint to a certain thing about your ad or your business, but ultimately we're looking at where Facebook is guiding us. So they're going to be guiding us based on the spend, wherever they're allocating the spend to. I'm not looking at CPM stuff. I'm looking at where they're allocating the spend to. I already have a good baseline for how I'm creating my ads and stuff. So all these other metrics are vanity metrics. Again, I'm looking at where Facebook is guiding me. Where are they spending my money based on the idea I planned out, based on the hypothesis I want to test? And is it profitable? Is it consistent? Is it hitting the KPIs I wanted to hit? So, sorry, that may be a little bit confusing, and I tend to and I just don't have any freaking bullet points for me to follow. But Facebook, in essence, it's a tool at the end of the day, and where you really want, and you're really just leveraging that tool, and the tool is only going to be as good as, the user. So here's some pictures that I think are super useful when you're trying to learn Facebook ads for the first time. And so this is how Facebook calculates your position in the auction. The higher you're placed in the auction, the cheaper the cost will be relative to your target audience. And your target audience is going to be based on your ad, not your interests. So not on the ad set level, at the ad level, that's where your targeting is going to be done. So advertiser bid times estimated action rate, user value, total value. So search this up. Really simple. You probably don't even have to overcomplicate it. Maybe we'll just ignore it totally. Just the whole point is Facebook's an auction system. You're competing with other advertisers, and Facebook is going to push the advertiser that gives their user the best experience. Okay, that's basically it. And depending on your target audience, the cheapest spot in the auction could be $2 click or $1 click or 50-cent click. It really depends on who you're targeting and the niche. So cost per result, budget. The more you spend, the higher the cost will be. Okay, so when you're spending more money, your costs are going to rise up. again, like this chart could look completely different depending on your target audience and maybe the extent to however much you're creative, the extent to how compelling your ad is, how compelling your whole funnel is, your creative is to that target audience. Maybe let's say you run a image ad, and your target audience is actually 1 million people, but that image ad is only going to be compelling and convert maybe 1/100th of that target audience. So to break that revenue ceiling, we need to shape our offer, our funnel, our creative, or whatever it is, whatever levers in the business it is, to appeal to the broader part of the audience. When you spend more, you reach more. That means your cost. When you spend more, you reach more, basically. So for here, you can see Facebook will always optimize for whatever will drive the highest volume, and that goes down from, and that broken down, that's demographic, platform, your ad creative. It will always optimize for the highest volume at the lowest cost for your budget and your bid. Ad opportunities during the day. So you can see ads won, the whole budget spent, blah, blah, just the bidding and stuff in the auction. So pretty much what I just explained to you, just shown like 4 different ways almost. But let me show you guys how to test ads in 2022 and pretty much moving forward, and this is how you're going to test any idea you have. And there's many ways to do this, and I may be wrong. There may be different ways, or there's always a better way to test something. There are just straight up wrong ways to test stuff. But I'll show you one of the ways that just works. Maybe there is a better way. And the only other better way I can think of is dynamic creative testing broad. But we'll just keep it simple and do things that work. And just keep it super simple and just stick to something that works and is practical, that actually makes sense. So first off, let me show you guys something that is familiar that you guys might be doing right now. You guys may be running a CBO campaign or an ABO campaign at whatever budget per day. Maybe people will suggest you test like $50, $100 per day. What we're gonna, and this is how they're gonna tell you to test. So you have interest A, interest B, your single interest testing, right? Interest A, interest B, whatever product or you're selling. Let's say you were selling like some mascara, which I personally sold to $300K a month. Funnily enough, Chinese mascara. So this is how people test: interest A, interest B, whatever single interest. So if we're targeting mascara, this could be beauty, this could be mascara, lashes, whatever, using the Facebook audience tool or whatever. And then they have their ads that most of the time they're outsourcing to some Filipino VA, or they're outsourcing to a agency that claims to create high converting dropshipping ads, but you're literally paying a premium by paying them for that, because they just use VAs and they really don't care about your marketing efforts, to be honest. So whatever, this is the setup that people use. They do the same ad for each interest. And why would you do this? Facebook is really smart to figure out who your target audience is. So why would we be testing interests? Why would we be testing for audiences when we don't even know if our marketing angles or our ads even work in the first place? And you're spending $100 a day right off the bat to test for $50 a day, and you're pretty much burning all that money. And let's say you do get some sales, it's probably going to fall off, or you might have got lucky. You probably got lucky because Facebook's really smart at finding people that are in a predisposed mindset to buy. Why would you be testing like this when you don't even know if your actual marketing efforts it works in the first place? Like, it doesn't make sense. Once you do spend money, what are you going to be? Most people will be like, okay, I got interest A that works. What's next? What's my next move? Do I increase my budget? Do I dupe my interests a bit more? And that's going to do nothing for you, because again, Facebook is really smart. So this isn't the way you want to test. So the way we want to test is we're going to split every ad set up by your marketing angle. In other words, your target audience. So if we're selling a mascara, one of my target audiences are going to be people with very short lashes. Another one will be people in the market for mascara, and another one could be a totally experimental angle. Old women that want like some kind of mascara, like who knows, like I can't even think of it on the spot, but 3 different massively different marketing angles. Not even massive. You can do 10% differences. You can take a look at Pepsi and Coca-Cola. A 10% difference that makes it feel new and compelling is all the difference you need to scale something to multi-millions. And again, I sold mascara to $300K a month. And the angle I took was a luxury mascara that's affordable. That was my whole message in my creatives. Okay, so in each ad set, you're going to have the same interest targeting. So I'm going to think of the highest quality interests. Start off with. Some people might go completely broad. I'll just narrow it down to start, but it's still quite broad. Still quite a big size. So marketing angle. So in each ad sets, I'm just going to do literally lashes and mascara, and that's it. The highest quality, broadest one. Stacked. So each ad set has the same targeting. They're just identical ad set. Where it's going to be different is at the ad level. At the ad level, you're going to be testing different kind of creatives. So your creative angles. Maybe you're going to try to present this offer you have, this idea, this message you have through an image ad. Maybe you're going to present it through a video ad, and maybe you're going to have a looping GIF and a carousel. Okay, so you're going to test all these creative angles because you don't know what works. There are things that work for sure, and there are things that are trends like the Reels format and stuff, or like, you know, TikTok formats and stuff that are trendy, but there are things that just work like the video ads. And then you're going to have to think of, okay, like what's the biggest impact variation that I could create to test this marketing angle. Okay, so whether you might even have 4 different videos instead of any images. So 4 different videos, and now you break that down. It's like, what's the biggest thing I could test? Probably your hook. Your hook is, it's such a small part of the video, but it makes the biggest impact. So maybe I'm going to test different hooks just to keep it really simple. Okay, and I'm going to launch my CBO at $10, $20 a day. See where the spend guides me on a low budget. See where it guides me over, who knows, 3 days a week. Really depends on your KPIs. See where that spend guides me, and then I'm like, okay, this is where Facebook is thinking based on my funnel, on how I formed my whole funnel, my offer, my ads, the angle, the message in my ads. This is what they think is going to drive the highest volume for my amount of spend at the lowest cost. So I'm going to optimize everything accordingly with that. I'm going to trim out all the things that don't work, and I'm going to create better variations of it to try to to try to lower the costs, try to become profitable through that. So through this test, I actually know, hey, like, okay, this is the angle I want to take. This is how I should create my ads now. Rather than if you're testing single interest, you're like, man, I don't know what to do after this. This, we actually have an idea of, okay, this is the next direction we have to move. And that's how you run ads now in 2022. And this is just how Facebook is teaching us to run ads. And hopefully I've simplified it for you guys enough So that's pretty much it. Quick plug if you guys want to join my Inner Circle mentorship program, where we go over this on depth. You guys get access to all my templates, the way I write my ads. We do everything with you. You get your ad accounts analyzed, whole access to my conversion rate optimization agency templates. Gem's, actually Gem owns it, but he's working with me on this program as well. You guys can apply by clicking the link in the description of this video. And I'll see you guys next week. Comment below what you guys want to see next, and we'll dive into that topic even deeper.